So JgavemeaDRZ was talking that he was vlogging on the way up here. He had an interesting topic, actually. Where if you weren't vlogging, or basically I think just riding motorcycles in general, what would you be doing? And I think I'm going to try and piggyback off of that one. I'm not going to take his topic, but what I am going to do is, what kind of projects do you like doing? Like, what do you like working on? Are you a craftsman? Do you like working with wood? Do you like building things with steel? Like, do you do a machine? Are you a machinist? I kind of grew up in an interesting family. We're, of course, all about cars and motorsports and all that. But growing up that way, you know, you worked and repaired things. So I grew up learning a little bit of carpentry, some metalwork. I obviously learned how to be mechanically inclined and how to fix motors and cars and bikes and all that. But my grandpa was also a machinist, and unfortunately I didn't take any interest in machining until he started kind of losing his mind to Alzheimer's. But beside the point, like, if you had a project, like, what kind of projects do you like doing? And it could be any project. I know there's actually a big, I guess you could say, community for doll housing, people that like to build doll houses. You know, when I have time and I kind of like to just sit down on a rainy day, I actually still build like plastic model kits. Just something to do. Some of the projects I've had, though, we'll talk vehicles here a little bit. I had a 72 CJ5 that I bought and did a restoration on it. I pulled the tub off. I had wound up having to replace the tub, which is the main body on a Jeep, because it was so rusted. But I painted the frame and redid all the electrical because it was all melted together. Actually put a fuse box in it, because that Jeep actually didn't come with a fuse box. It had one fusible link, and apparently there was a short, and the fusible link never fused. But what it did fuse was all the other wires in the Jeep. So I did that, and unfortunately with that one I wound up losing time and interest and money, because I was getting it ready for paint and doing all the body work to finish it up, and I drove it for about a week and it seized the head. So I wound up not getting oil up to the head for some reason after I did it. And after I pulled the head off, I found, because the guy I bought it from had a running motor in it, and apparently he did a head swap at some point in time, and none of the oil galleys lined up. And he had just, it's probably why he was selling it, you know, when you think about it, because he had just done it, and then he's like, oh yeah, the Jeep runs. And I never bothered to look, because I opened up the cap on the top of the head to check to see what the motor looked like. I'm like, yeah, it looks nice and clean and new, and never thought about it. So that was kind of my fault. But yeah, I did that. Basically any of my vehicles I've ever had have kind of been a rolling project anyways, basically just to keep them running. So I don't like spending more than a few $100s on a vehicle. I'm really cheap like that. So yeah, another project of mine is I have an old Toyota Chinook, a little tiny motorhome. It's a 1976. That's one of my other projects, and I kind of like that one because it's kind of a mix mash of everything I basically know how to do. I mean, it runs and drives, but there's still some mechanical work that needs to be done on it. There's a little bit of electrical work that needs to be done on it. All the cabinetry and everything on the inside needed to be rebuilt, so I've got all the framing for everything built. I just need to start assembling it. So that's another one of my little projects. I've also had a couple of, I wouldn't even say a couple, I had one dirt bike project, and that was a 1987 KX250 that I bought for my buddy that I bought this motorcycle from. And he got it in a bunch of milk crates and kind of put it together, but he's not very mechanically savvy, which is kind of scary because he's a civil engineer. So the thing was actually held together with wood screws, baling twine, or baling wire and duct tape. So I got that one and I got it running and kind of halfway reliable. But I just kind of like working with my hands, basically, is what I'm saying. And I just like doing random projects. So I'll leave that question to you as we're looking at Tahoe and we're kind of cruising around. Finally got to meet Jay's. Finally got to meet Jay Gave Me a DRZ. And like I said, I kind of piggybacked off his topic a little bit. But I just like to know, like, what other hobbies do people have? Like, obviously I started moto vlogging. And, you know, that's kind of one of the things. That's kind of, well, I guess I should say, what other projects do you like to take on? I will say honeydews don't count unless you actually like doing honeydews. If you like going up in the attic and hanging new insulation, that's on you, then that's fine. But I just, like I said, other project type hobby, working with your hand things that you like doing. So, yeah. So obviously this is a new project DIY thing I kind of like to do now, is moto vlogging. But those are some of my actual, like, physical projects. Oh my god, my nuts! Ugh. Good thing I didn't want kids. Anywho, that's just kind of where I'm at. I thought I'd kind of piggyback off his topic a little bit. Just see what other projects people like having. And like I said, projects you actually like. Unless you like doing honeydews, like I said. So anywho, that's Jay Gave Me a DRZ right ahead of us. I'm Desert Wombat. Like, comment, subscribe. And I will see y'all later. Deuces all.